I studied business under best entrepreneurs on the planet, spent the past decade devouring books and actually building my own businesses. But there is one tool that I never talk about, and it was insanely instrumental in building up my businesses to $3 million. And no, it's not a fancy CRM, business model, or book. It's simply a pen and paper. Yes, we are talking about journaling. I've journaled religiously for the past 15 years, and it shaped every business move and every decision that I've made to date. And here's why you should do it too. My name is Darius Lucas, and I'm here to help you build an online business that gives you freedom, leverages AI, and is connected to your ikigai, the reason for being. Writing your future. I can't tell you how many times I opened my old journals and I realized that what I had written back then in terms of goals for my business, that it had come true. And I think it was during COVID, pulled out one of my old notebooks. I opened a random page and there was an annual turnover amount. I looked at that amount and then I went to ChartMogul, which tracks your memberships and your membership growth. And I realized these two amounts, the one that I put there 4 or 5 years ago and the one that I was seeing on my ChartMogul dashboard, that it was the exact same amount. Now, in my journal, I had that amount that I wanted to hit then that year. Yes, it took me longer, but I did. I really believe in scripting your future for your business, for yourself personally, for your products, for your team. This is why at the end of each year, I spend a good hour writing out exactly what is going to happen in the new year. I write the exact amounts of money I want to make. I write the exact things that I want to buy, get, purchase, acquire. I write the exact trips that I want to make and things that I want to experience. I describe how my relationship with my partner is going to go. I describe my relationship with my friends, with my parents. I describe how my mental health is going to be improving. I describe every little thing that is important to me. I would say at least 80% of what I write comes true. Now, I don't believe that is a coincidence and that I am lucky or whatever. And yes, some years there are fewer things that come true, but those things always catch up. I don't believe it is luck. I believe it is knowing exactly who you are and what you need and what you want. And when I work with clients, with customers, with entrepreneurs, I realize that a lot of people don't know exactly what they want. And this is the problem. So if you can be super specific in your journal about your business and about the goals, about the products, about the clients, rest assured that will come true. No need for trauma. Gary Vee actually argues a lot about the importance of self-awareness for entrepreneurs and probably every human being. And I couldn't agree with him more. This is where journaling becomes very instrumental. I personally didn't have the easiest childhood. There was some trauma, there was some abuse, and it was pretty nasty. But journaling really, really helped me understand what had happened, because I'm certain that every little decision, every little emotional response that I have today is definitely influenced by what had happened. Because if you experience something difficult, it definitely generated some kind of response, some kind of emotional wiring in your brain that now comes up when you work with your team, when you work with your clients. And when you journal, you understand your own narrative. And most importantly, you understand your own triggers. So for example, a while back, I had a team member that I hired. He was starting to be quite nasty to me and to other people. I took a step back, but I took out my journal and I worked through the situation, and I was like, wait a minute, you are being a bully. Like, there is literally no place for you on my team. We were at a stage where I couldn't afford to fire him because we were growing very rapidly. But I knew I wouldn't stand this bully being there with me and my team. So I went to him and said, hey, thanks for the services, goodbye, done. But that could only happen because I really worked through it and I understood my reactions. I understood at the beginning the anxieties and the fears that had come up. I was able to work through them and approach the situation in a very sober manner. And so now a lot of the time when I plan my dreams and goals, I'm very sober emotionally because I don't bring my emotions with me. I'm there present. And if something comes up, I rarely really panic. I pull out my journal, I work through the situation, because through writing is that you meet yourself. Through journaling is that you understand your triggers, your reactions, your responses. And self-awareness for you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a marketer is literally the greatest weapon that you can have. Fuel for marketing and products. So there is this author called Julia Cameron. She's quite well known. She wrote this amazing book called The Artist's Way. And in this book, Julia Cameron has this amazing exercise, which is called the morning pages. And what she says is that every morning you sit down at your desk, you pull out a notebook and you write. You write non-stop for 10-15 minutes, but you do it every single morning, and you write and you write and you journal without thinking about what you're writing. So you may be writing about your sort of shopping list, or you may be writing about an argument with your spouse that you had, or you may be thinking about your investments or your products, whatever comes. And if you do not know what to write, you just write, I don't know what to write. I hate this, I don't know what to write. Anyhow, that's the exercise in its sort of premise. I have been doing this exercise for centuries, and I realize that in the mornings where I wake up groggy, not wanting to develop something new, lacking creativity, lacking vision to lead my team, I start writing. And some of the sentences may be haphazard and angry and annoyed and full of irritation. Sooner or later, there's that breaking point where something happens in me and suddenly I am seeing new marketing angles. I'm coming up with new product ideas. I'm coming up with parts of copy for a new email that I'm sending out later that week. I'm coming up with a YouTube script. And so what happens to me as an entrepreneur whilst writing these morning pages is absolutely incredible. It's almost like priming yourself for the day. It's priming yourself to lead. And I can genuinely tell you that a lot of my entrepreneur success, whether it's a viral offer, whether it's a house that I had bought, comes from these pages. Write it out. And lastly, I think we all stress. We all experience a lot of stress. And I think when you run your business, when you have to work super hard to meet deadlines, when you are not sure whether you are able to make it to the next month, or when your business is growing and you are doing super well and you can barely manage the growth, there is a lot of stress. I'm the kind of person who has tried meditating. I tried meditating with teachers and gurus and shamans and whatnot. And very honestly, none of it worked for me personally. I sit down on my meditation pillow and I just get super annoyed that I'm not at my desk. I get very irritated. And yes, I know what it means sort of psychologically and so forth, but that's not for me. However, a form of stress reduction and mindfulness that really works for me is sitting down with my journal. Whenever I'm feeling these super intense emotions, I start writing through and about them. I start writing out stories that are attached to these emotions because, for example, when you say I'm stressed, it's a general big emotion. What are you stressed about? And all the time you unpack and you realize that there's a story, there's a real story that you're worrying about. And as you are writing it all out, suddenly that intensity of stress kind of dissipates. So for me, having the journal is really a sanity guarantor because I know that is my tool to balance my mind. That is the tool that helps me to harmonize myself and show up for my team, being integral, being calm, and being ready to work on the next project. And that's why I truly think that journaling is magic. Now, if you want to learn more about journaling and some of the specific techniques that I've used, click on the video that is appearing now on your screen. And of course, don't forget to click like and subscribe if you found this video of value. See you very soon.